You're frustrated with your lawyer, and not just a little. They don't call you back. They're pushing you to settle for less. And deep down, you're starting to wonder if they even care about your case. And if you don't fix this, you could end up walking away with a tiny payout, or even worse, no payout at all. This video shows you exactly when it's time to change attorneys in New York and how to do it without risking your case or your wallet. So you can get a lawyer who actually fights for you and finally sees the results your case deserves. Look, I'm Brett Harrison, a New York personal injury lawyer, and I'm going to be straight up with you. If you're watching this video, you're probably frustrated with your current personal injury attorney. Maybe they're not returning your calls. Maybe they're pushing you to settle for peanuts, or maybe you just have that gut feeling that something's not right. Here's what I want you to know. You have every right to change lawyers in New York, and sometimes it's the smartest thing you can do for your case and for yourself. I've been practicing personal injury law in New York for years, and I've seen too many clients stick with the wrong attorney out of fear or confusion. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly when and why you should consider switching lawyers, what the law says about your rights, and how to do it without hurting your case or your wallet. Warning signs: your lawyer is failing you. Let's start with the red flags. First, poor communication. If your lawyer takes days or weeks to return your calls, never explains what's happening with your case, or leaves you feeling like you're bothering them when you ask them questions, that's a problem. You're not asking too much when you want to know what's going on with my case. Second, lack of experience or effort. Maybe you hired someone who seemed right at the time, but now you're realizing they've never handled a case like yours. Maybe important deadlines are being missed, paperwork isn't getting filed, and your case is just sitting there collecting dust. I've seen attorneys sit on cases for months without filing a lawsuit, thinking they can just negotiate their way to settlement. That's not always how it works. Third, and this is a big one, pressure to settle too low. If your attorney is pushing you to accept an offer that doesn't even cover your medical bills, let alone your pain and suffering, and they're telling you this is the best we can get without really fighting for you, something's wrong. Some attorneys just want a quick fee and will pressure you to settle low rather than do the hard work your case deserves. Fourth, unprofessional behavior. Your lawyer should treat you with respect. Be prepared for meetings and meet deadlines. If they're consistently unprepared, arrogant, or dismissive of your concerns, that's not just annoying. It can actually hurt your case. Finally, ethical problems or conflicts of interest. If you discover your lawyer also represents someone on the other side, or if you catch them in a lie about your case's progress, that's an automatic disqualifier. Trust is everything in this relationship. Now, before you fire your lawyer, try talking to them about your concerns. Sometimes miscommunication can be fixed with a frank conversation. But if you've tried that and nothing changes, or if the problems are too serious, it's time to move on. When switching lawyers can improve your outcome. Here's something insurance companies don't want you to know. They keep track of which lawyers actually go to trial and which ones always settle. If your current lawyer has a reputation for taking whatever the insurance company offers, that company has zero incentive to make a fair offer. They know your lawyer won't fight, but if you switch to an attorney known for taking cases to trial and winning, suddenly that same insurance company is looking at your case very differently. They know this new lawyer won't blink at going to court, so they're more likely to put real money on the table to avoid a trial they might lose. I've seen cases where switching lawyers doubled or even tripled the settlement offer. One client came to me after their first lawyer got them $12,000 offer on the car accident case. The first lawyer was pushing them to take it. We took a more aggressive approach, gathered additional evidence, and made it clear we were ready for trial. The insurance company came back with $24,000. Same case, different lawyer, double the money. Sometimes your case outgrows your original lawyer's capabilities. Maybe what seemed like a minor injury turned into something life-changing. Or maybe your case involves multiple defendants or complex legal issues your current attorney isn't equipped to handle. There's no shame in recognizing that, and there's wisdom in switching to someone who can handle your case properly. Now, your rights under New York law. Here's what New York law says about changing attorneys. You have the absolute right to fire your lawyer at any point in your case. This is true whether your case is still in the claim stage or already filed in court. Now, if your case is already in court, there's a bit of paperwork involved. Your new attorney will prepare what's called a consent to change attorney form. Get it signed and file it with the court. The judge will generally allow this, though they might ask questions if you're trying to switch right before trial. Here's the question everyone asks. If I change lawyers, do I have to pay 2 attorney fees? The answer is no. In personal injury cases, lawyers work on contingency, typically 1/3 of your recovery. That percentage stays the same when you change lawyers. The old and the new lawyers split that 1 fee between themselves based on the work each did. You still only pay the 1/3 fee you would have paid anyway. Under New York judiciary law, section 475, your original lawyer does have what's called a charging lien on your case. This means they have a legal claim to part of any recovery for the work they did. But here's the key. If you fire your lawyer for cause, meaning serious misconduct or incompetence, they may lose their right to any fee at all. Your old lawyer also has what's called a retaining lien on your case file until any outstanding expenses are resolved. But don't worry, your new lawyer will handle this. They'll typically reimburse the old firm for reasonable case expenses, and then the file gets transferred smoothly. How to make the switch properly. If you've decided to change lawyers, here's how to do it right. First, line up your new attorney before you fire the old one. You don't want a gap in representation, especially if there are deadlines approaching. Once you've hired new counsel, you need to formally terminate your relationship with your old lawyer. Write a short, professional letter stating that you're ending their services immediately and requesting that your complete case file be transferred to your new attorney. Send this via email and certified mail so you have proof. Your new lawyer will handle most of the logistics, the court filings if necessary, coordinating the file transfer, and working out any fee arrangements with your old lawyer. A good attorney will make this transition as smooth as possible for you. Choosing the right new lawyer. When you're looking for a new attorney, do your homework. Look for someone with a proven track record in cases like yours. Check their website for case results. Do they have notable settlements or verdicts? Are they just advertising one big case from 10 years ago? Or do they constantly get good results? Make sure they specialize in the right area. If you were hurt in a construction accident, you want someone who knows New York labor law, section 240, inside and out. Medical malpractice case. You need someone who understands the specific procedural requirements and damage caps. Ask about their trial experience. When's the last time they actually tried a case to verdict? A lawyer who's comfortable in the courtroom has leverage in negotiations that a settlement mill attorney simply doesn't have. Finally, trust your instincts. Do they listen to you? Do they answer your questions clearly? Do they seem genuinely interested in your case? The right lawyer will make you feel confident and heard. Real results from real changes. I've seen clients who switch lawyers turn denied claims into 6-figure settlements. I've seen people who are being pressured to accept lowball offers end up with 10 times that amount after switching to the right attorney. One construction worker came to me after his first lawyer sat on a serious scaffolding case for over a year, getting nowhere with a $50,000 offer. We filed suit immediately, hired experts, and aggressively litigated the case. It settled for $200,000, 4 times what the first lawyer had on the table. These aren't fairy tales. This is what happens when you get the right advocate fighting for you, moving forward with confidence. Look, I know changing lawyers feels scary. You're worried about the delays, extra costs, or burning bridges. But here's the truth. Your case is too important to settle for subpar representation. New York law protects the right to choose your advocate, and the system is designed to make switching attorneys as painless as possible. You won't pay double fees. You won't lose your case. What you will get is a fresh start with an attorney who will fight for the compensation you deserve. Remember, this is your case and your life. You have one shot to get this right, and you deserve an attorney who will give your case the attention attention, expertise, and aggression it deserves. Don't stay with the wrong lawyer out of fear or misplaced loyalty. So here's what we covered today. You have every right to change lawyers in New York. The warning signs that it's time to make a switch, how switching can actually improve your outcome, and the practical steps to do it properly. Most importantly, you learned that you won't pay extra fees and that New York law is designed to protect clients who need to change representation. Now, if you're dealing with a hit and run case, you need to watch my next video immediately. It's called Hit and Run Cases in New York. Can I be paid big? And I'm going to show you exactly how to maximize your recovery even when the other driver fled the scene. This is critical information that could mean the difference between getting nothing and getting the full compensation you deserve. Don't wait on this one. Hit and run cases has special rules and deadlines. You need to know about it right now. See you over there.